Folks, the Detroit Lions looks like they're in some trade rumors, not going backward, but going to number 4. What's going on, YouTube, and welcome to Detroit Lions Talk with MicroMike. We talk all things Detroit Lions news, rumors, analysis, breakdown, and everything regarding our franchise. In this video, we got some rumors here, and it's pretty rampant rumors. We're talking about Adam Schefter, Albert Breer, everybody under the sun regarding our Detroit Lions trying to make a trade from 7 to number 4 to select a quarterback. But before we jump into this video, if you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Let's get to 200 likes in this video. So per Albert Breer, per seems like everybody, there is a lot of interest to move up to the 4th spot with the Atlanta Falcons, and one team in particular is our Detroit Lions to select a quarterback. The Detroit Lions are now rumored to attempt to trade up to number 4, take a quarterback, and if they can't trade up, they would not be shocked if the Lions select a quarterback at 7. This is crazy here because I think the assumption was the Detroit Lions would not take a quarterback because they have Jared Goff. With that said, now when it comes to the Detroit Lions, if they feel that there is a quarterback there to select, they're going to do it. Look, remember who they selected for their staff. John Dorsey will help out get Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers in the draft. This is his specialty there, is to find young quarterbacks that could be the future of a franchise. Getting that quarterback. Now, if the Detroit Lions decided to trade up from 7 to 4, they would be getting one of the two quarterbacks, potentially being Trey Lance or Justin Fields. Whatever they feel could help the team going forward. Again, this team is always looking to get better, and apparently they feel that there is a quarterback left on the board that they could really covet and put on this football team that could be the future of the Detroit Lions. Comment on the video. Do you want the Detroit Lions to trade up from 7 to 3? This is simple. Y for yes and for no under the pinned comment. Do you want the Lions to do this and select a quarterback? Again, I think I'm going with what Brad Holmes say. I'm going with what their evaluation talent says, and if they do so, I approve it because I approve of their leadership of this team, but I'm just one person. What do you guys think? Would you want the Lions to trade up? Y for yes and for no. When it comes to the Lions trading up, it depends on what you're going to be giving up. Now, with all the teams that their Falcons are talking to, the Lions make the most sense. Why? Because Atlanta moving from 4 to 7, they probably could still get the same player at 7 that they could get with 4 just because of the quarterback position. When it comes to the Detroit Lions, they have the most capital of all these teams. Remember, with Jared Goff trade, we got 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick. So we could get future draft picks to Atlanta Falcons, plus the 7th overall pick. And remember, we're getting a ton of conditional draft picks due to this free agency. So if they wanted to give up a next year's pick, you'd have plenty capital for the upcoming years to do so. And if the Lions feel that there is a quarterback such as Trey Lance that's the future of this team who could be a dynamic player for years to come, you take the quarterback, right? If you really feel that that's the case, you do that. We had an opportunity last year to take a player such as Justin Herbert, but we passed on that, and we're looking back now, and that was a mistake. So I think Brad Holmes is looking at the situation, seeing that there's an individual out there that could be the guy for the future. You can sit him behind Jared Goff, and he doesn't have to start immediately, but if Jared Goff starts fumbling the ball and not doing well, then you can go ahead and play him. Remember, this is a rebuild/retool mode. They are building this team in the image that they want it to be. A team for the future. It's not going to be attempting to win everything right now just because they understand that the defense has holes and there's holes on offense, and if they want to get a quarterback, they can do so for the future of this team. Personally, if they feel that there's a quarterback, there's a dynamic guy that you can't miss, I'm for it because I trust what Brad Holmes is doing. I trust what Dan Campbell's doing. I trust what Spielman is doing for this franchise. It's one of those deals where I trust in their ability to evaluate talent and evaluate young quarterbacks and to bring the best out of this team. I don't want to be good just for 1 year. I want to be good for many years. And if they feel there's a dynamic player, a guy who can be a Patrick Mahomes, a guy who can be a Josh Allen, who's going to elevate the franchise for many, many years, then make the move. then make the move. And it's probably not going to be too much capital, again, to go from 7 to 3. It obviously could be a higher draft pick for next year's draft, but you don't really have to give up a whole lot this year. Probably nothing. Probably just the 7th pick and a next year's draft pick. And again, we have a lot of draft picks to have for the upcoming years, so I can understand why the Lions would want to make this move. Does it happen? Who knows? But definitely, per everywhere else, it's looking like the Detroit Lions are definitely on the move to move up. This has been a crazy NFL draft, you know, with everything taking place, with all these trades and the quarterbacks. Who knows what's going to happen, but if the Lions trade up to number 4 today or anytime soon, make sure you stay on my channel because I will be dropping a video immediately breaking down what it means for our team, breaking down everything going forward for the Detroit Lions franchise. So make sure that you hit that notification bell on my channel so you don't miss out. And that's why you want to subscribe, because I'm dropping this news as soon as it happens. As soon as I hear it, I'm dropping the news. So make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because it's very possible. We've seen it already. Trades happening way before the draft, so it's possible it could happen here soon if the Lions decide to do so. Smash that like button, folks. Let's get this video to 300 likes. Look, this is some big rumors taking place, and the more likes we get, the more chance that the Lions content gets out there. Obviously, this rumor is major, so make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Let's get this information out there for the OnePride Nation. This would be a franchise-altering move, no doubt about it. Why do I say franchise-altering move? Because you're selecting the quarterback of the future for this franchise. We did this back in 2009, and this trade-up could be a move just like that. Getting a player who can be a staple of your team for the next 15 years. Now, this type of player that they would be getting, though, would be a little bit different from our last one. Probably be dual threat. Again, we're talking about Trey Lance and Justin Fields. So Trey Lance, he's a little bit raw, but man, he's got a cannon of an arm. He can roll out. He is very good when it comes to accuracy. He just needs to sit behind for a little bit, in my opinion, behind a quarterback, and that would be a perfect situation for Jared Goff. I think his ceiling is extremely high. I think he has the ability to be a very good quarterback for the future as long as he's groomed up right, and it would really help out the Lions franchise, again, for the next 15 years if that pick was right. And Trey Lance would definitely be a great quarterback for the Lions to sit behind and learn. And then you got Justin Fields, another dual threat quarterback who's got a big arm cannon, built well, who can probably be starter a little more earlier than a Trey Lance, just because he's a little more adapted to that type of pro style as well as competition. But he doesn't have to start right away. He can sit behind Jared Goff, learn the system, learn the speed of the NFL, and he has a potential to be a high ceiling. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, it's Ohio quarterbacks. Ohio quarterbacks are not good. Look, the last one that did had a potentially very bad motive inside of his brain, right? Like, he wasn't motivated to be a high-string quarterback to elevate his game. When it comes to Justin Fields, that's not the case. His intangibles are very high. He's got a very high IQ. He's very smart. He's very motivated type of individual, so it has nothing to do with his personality. It more has to do with, can he learn and continue to grow as an NFL quarterback physically and throwing the football, not mentally. So I think he's got the mental capability there. Either way, these two quarterbacks, I could understand why the Lions would want to move up and to select one of these guys. They could really be the future of this team going forward for a long time and elevate the franchise. Look, we've been irrelevant for 60 years. So if they decided to get a quarterback, what's another year you got to wait? We've been waiting forever to have this football team go right. And if you want to run the football, having a big dual threat quarterback would help that out. Imagine if you have Trey Lance and DeAndre Swift. Guess what? Those holes are going to be open because they both can run the football. And they'll be looking at Trey Lance and say, man, we got to cover this guy, but then you give the ball to Swift and he gains yards. Same with Justin Fields. That's what that dual threat ability does, as well as if the play breaks down, they can scramble and get out of the pocket. So I can understand it. And they're not small guys. They're physically fairly big. And so I think they could take a beating more than the smaller running quarterbacks, the smaller dual threat quarterbacks. So I can understand why the Lions would select it. I think if they got Trey Lance, I would be very happy with that. Justin Fields as well. I think they got high ceilings, when it comes to the quarterback position, and they have potentially to be a franchise quarterback. And if you feel these guys have a much higher ceiling than Jared Goff, then you take the quarterback. You don't want to pass up on a quarterback like we did with Justin Herbert. You pass on a quarterback and they turn out to be the franchise guy, you're in a world of hurt for many, many years. And that's the last thing the Detroit Lions want to do, is pass up on a guy who ends up being a focal point for a team for the next 20 years. Then we end up in a bad situation. So I can understand if they feel it, hey, pull the trigger. Subscribe to the channel. Why? Because I'm dropping content every single day, news and rumors. And if you don't subscribe, you're going to miss out. It's all Detroit Lions all the time. Subscribe to the channel, and let's get to 13,000 subscribers. In the upcoming videos, we've got the OnePride podcast on my channel on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. EST. Make sure you're there. It's going to be a fun show. Hey, if the trade happens, you know what we're going to be talking about. So it's the live mailbag segment. If you got questions, I have answers. Make sure you're there, and we will have a good time. And on Tuesday, every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the Gridiron Blitz live show. It's fun. We got the call-in segment. If you got questions, guess what? You can speak to us live. So just go ahead and call in on the show. It's a more heated debate show, and it's going to be fun. And on Wednesday at 7 p.m. EST, we're live with Troxel Sports Talk, Necessary Roughness on his channel, 7 p.m. It is a laid-back, shoot-the-S type of show, just about having fun, having a good time. Make sure you're there.